do something drastic around his start of his second year in office to make sure that when the 2-year primaries and different elections go on, that the Republicans get booted out and the Democrats get in. They want to make it really painful for Americans, make it really hard to justify voting for Republicans or for anyone who supports Trump. And I believe that this could be beginning right now, since this is what I believed right when he got in office. And I saw him, like I said, try to first do the vote count. Then they tried to say he was not physically fit. So he went to the doctor. They said he was one of the healthiest 70-year-olds that they've seen in their life. Then they tried to say that he wasn't mentally stable. He went to another doctor or psychiatrist, and they said that he's perfectly fine, that he got like a perfect score on one of the tests that was very unusual for people of his age, never mind his age, but for anyone to get. So he's got his wits about him, he's got his health about him, he won the votes fair and square. Then they tried the Russia thing, and now it turns out that that's just blowing up in their faces too, because there's no Russian collusion. Are you kidding me? I mean, how long have people known Donald Trump? I mean, he's on The Apprentice, he's real estate, casinos. I mean, to say that he's involved with Russia is insane. And now it's just, he could have stopped the investigation. Being president, he could have fired the head of the investigation, Mueller. But no, he's got nothing to hide. He just said, hey, go ahead, do your best. And, they got nothing. Now it's actually turning up that they're finding out things on Mueller and Comey and, a lot of other people in the FBI. And from what they're saying, a lot of heads are going to roll. A lot of people are going to get fired. And it's an embarrassment for the FBI. They invented this, they made up a paper that actually they hired a company where one of the guys doing the investigation his wife worked at. So they think she wrote up the paper. They gave her $600,000. Then she turned it over to the FBI as proof, something she made up. And then they got caught admitting that that's what they did in all these tweets that they have on file. So, and this is the news that doesn't get out in the mainstream, but if you look for it, you can find it. And it's insane. But anyway, I believe that one of the last things they try to do before they actually try to kill Trump is crash the economy or do some other type of a major league, big scale thing like, a 9/11 or something that they can kind of put the blame on Trump that, he's the cause of this. And I think crashing the economy is probably the easiest thing to do. And why do I say that? Well, hey, you look before Trump got elected. What was the economic picture like? Obama was unable to get 3% GDP growth in the entire 8 years he was there. We had Sears closing a whole bunch of stores, H.H. Gregg closing a whole bunch of stores, the shoe store, I can't remember, but one of the biggest shoe stores out there, closing a bunch of stores. A lot of places just going out of business. Unemployment was, at record highs. They're transferring all the jobs overseas. Trump got elected. He came in, put an end to TPP. That's like one of the first things he did. That was to help keep jobs here. Now he's, cutting taxes, getting rid of regulations so businesses don't have to jump through all these hoops and pay all these extra fees to the government for things that aren't really even necessary. All they do is hold things up. You have to hire more employees or take more of your own time as a small business owner to figure out how to get these things done and fill out paperwork and pay the fees for them. And if you don't get them done correctly, pay fines and, for silly things, things that aren't even necessary. So we got rid of a lot of those things. Of course, there are needs for regulations on things that can harm the public, but some of these things they just got carried away with. Lower taxes. Everyone should start seeing more money in their paychecks starting, I think this next paycheck, mid-February, I think they said it was going to start. I know a lot of companies gave their employees $1,000 bonuses because of the tax breaks that they're receiving. Now they're giving it back to the employees. So the elite, they don't like this, and I believe that they're going to, possibly this could be the start of what I think they're going to try to do is crash the economy. So you see the stock market flying around up, down, down, down. And cryptocurrencies were down. Now they've come back to their level before the last major drop. So it dropped and it came back to where it had fallen to before that. I strongly believe it's going to keep creeping up higher and higher. I also mentioned in my last video that if you got into a stock called DXD, that it would be a good hedge against crashing stock market, because when the stock market goes down, it goes up. That DXD is up 8%, over 8% today, and was up over, I think, 5% yesterday. So as far as staring you that way, I think you would have made out okay if you listened to me. As far as other stocks, I recommend that you maybe get a little bit of silver and gold, and maybe even put a little bit of money on the sidelines. I also think it's a great time to get into the cryptocurrency market because the stock market's never had any real competition. I used to talk to my father about stocks and investing and things like that all the time. And he's like, where else am I going to put my money? If I put it in the bank, I'm losing money. I'm not getting any interest. It's not keeping up with inflation. By the time I pay my bank fees and everything, I'm losing money. And bonds, the interest rates are so low that they don't pay anything either. It's, the only place to put your money is in the stock market to try to keep up with inflation. And if you're trying to invest at all, trying to, hopefully you find some good stocks that will go up. Now with the cryptocurrencies, this is actually another place where you can put your money. So I believe that some of this money coming out of the stock market is going to find its way into the cryptocurrency market as well. And I want to help advise people. I want to help people get into the right currencies, not a lot of these fly-by-night, here today, gone tomorrow currencies, but ones with good solid technology, good solid teams, and ones that will actually be profitable. They may not fly up 100% a day, but as long as they steadily increase, you should see hopefully 100% a year at least, which that's nothing that the stock market can really offer unless you're in really risky stocks. Where cryptocurrencies, you can get in the safer ones and still see those types of gains. So that being said, I think now is a good time to get in. We're going to see tax returns coming back. We're going to see the stock market. I think that I don't know, it's gone up so high. You know how panic selling goes. People see it go down. They don't want to lose their money, and they sell even when it's really not a good time to sell. Like in the cryptocurrency market, when the market took that second dip down, I pretty much advise people don't sell now, because what have you got to lose? Even if it goes down another 10%, it's probably a good time to get in, because it goes up now and you'll be very happy. And I strongly believe that it's going to go up. Now, why do I think it's going to go up? Ask yourself, as a business owner and a consumer, every time you purchase anything with a card that has a Visa, a MasterCard, Discover, or American Express logo on it, that processing company, that credit card company, charges the store anywhere from 3 to, I think, 5 or 6%, depending on if it's Discover or American Express. Visa, I think the lowest, around 3%. So every time you swipe that card, put that chip in that card and hit your code, it charges the store or the business 3 to 5, 6%. So who pays that 5 or 6%? Well, actually, you do. The consumer does. So you can pretty much tack that much extra onto everything that you buy, because the store has to make that back, to pay the credit card processors with. So what if every time you did that, there was next to zero fee, no fees at all? As a business owner, there's two ways I can look at it. Well, one, I could be more competitive and I can charge 3% less for my goods and get more business, hopefully, and make my shoppers happy. Or I can keep my prices the same and just collect that extra 3 to 5 or 6% on every purchase. Either way, it's a no-lose situation. As a consumer, wouldn't you be happy if you can buy goods at 3 to 5 or 6% less? If the store you went to decided to lower its prices, or even if they split the difference, even if you can just get on average things for 3% less, would that make you happy? It would make me happy, because over time, all that money adds up. For businesses, all the transactions that they do over a year, that adds up to a lot of money. So with cryptocurrencies, and they're going to start being widely adopted this year. I believe this is the beginning of the transition into cryptocurrencies. People are going to be able to use their cryptocurrencies. They're going to have a card, just like a Visa card, but it's going to have Litecoin on it. For example, that's one of the first ones rolling out right now, where you can just pay with that card. And with the swap, they call it Lightning Swap, you can convert your Litecoin into dollars, into Bitcoins, into a bunch of different coins. So you can pretty much have your money in any form that you want on your card, but you get to pay 0% to the stores and for the processors. Now, when that starts to roll out and businesses start to see that they're saving money and making more money, I think that it's not going to be long before almost all of them jump on board this. Now, do Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan and all these big companies like that? No, because it's a threat to them. It's a threat to fiat currency. It's a threat to the currency that was appointed to us through the elite that met on Jekyll Island to ram down our throats as the way that we're going to trade goods using their currency, their fiat currency, that they could print as much as they want or as little as they want. We have to go to them to get approved for loans. It's a threat to that, and that's also a threat to their power. It's their power over the people, and they don't like that. But I think people are going to start to realize that, and whether they want that or not, whether these elite want that or not, it's going to happen, because I believe crypto is the currency of the people, and we control how much we spend. There's going to be cryptocurrencies that give loans, just like a credit card, where you borrow against your other cryptocurrencies, namely Bitcoin. Right now, there's a coin named SALT, SALT, that's going to be doing that in the near-term future. So as far as money saving, practicality, you're going to be able to do everything with cryptocurrencies that you can do with cash at lower fees, and you're not going to have to rely on a bank. You're not going to have to rely on a Federal Reserve to tell you how much your money is worth and how much they're going to print out, and how much they'll let you borrow, because you know that they have their favoritism, and that's how they control everything, and they want to continue to control everything, and we don't want that. So, like I said, if you're in the stock market, I would take at least 30% of my money out and put it on the sidelines. I would take another at least 10 to 15% and put it into silver and gold. I would take another 10 or 15% and put it in a hedge like DXD. And I would take another 10% and I'd put it in cryptocurrencies. I would actually personally put more than that in cryptocurrencies, because I believe in it. And one for sure that I would put my money into is Litecoin. You can buy it on Coinbase. Is the most popular place, but there's new exchanges opening soon. They think some have opened already that are going to start taking fiat currency in exchange for cryptocurrencies. Right now, Coinbase is the main one that does that, so that's the biggest one. But I would seriously look into Litecoin, but actually any of them, Bitcoin, Ethereum, are fine as well. I have a personal preference for Litecoin, because I think with this rollout of their card, where you're going to be able to start paying for goods using Litecoin, that it's just going to be accepted quicker, and it's going to be a coin that's going to keep growing, because as it starts rolling out and more businesses start accepting it, it's going to be a big deal. It's, I think, about $147 per coin right now, which I think is cheap. I think it's going to at least double. But I personally think it's going to go way higher than that. So if you want a good investment, though, I mean, to make 100% on your money this year, Litecoin I think it's a given. I think it's a no-brainer. I actually think it's going to go way, 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 way higher than that. I'm not sure how high, but I think that a double is being cautious. So that's Joe Knows Cryptos. God bless. I love y'all. Signing off. And I hope to have one of my friends who wants to do voiceovers do an introduction for me on my next video. So let's see what happens there. Peace out. Love you. God bless.